Hey friends, Neil here from Post to Post. Just a very quick video for you, kind of teeing up the next 3 series in round 2. Coming up tonight is Florida versus Boston. By the time you watch this, the game will be ongoing. I'm filming this around 6:30 or 7, so I'm a little bit late getting to it, but the truth is I've been watching a tornado chase live stream for the past couple of hours, and I've been glued to it, so I'm taking a little break to film this video. So let's talk these 3 series. Let's start with Boston, Florida, just because it's the one that's on first. You're likely watching the game as you watch this, potentially, or maybe it's just gotten over. I see this series as probably the most physical series that, like, if I was taking 8 teams from the West and 8 teams from the East, and I didn't care about the conferences and stuff, and I was just picking the 2 most physical teams, or maybe the series that would be the most physical, it would be Boston, Florida for me personally. Now, Boston isn't the same physical team that they were back in 2011 or something, but they are still physical, and they can play physical, and they can match the physicality of teams. If they're playing a really soft team, Boston likes to sit back a little bit with their physicality and play a more skilled game. But a team like Florida, who is skilled and physical, Boston's a good team to match that. So I fully expect this series to be extremely physical, huge hits, players finishing their checks every single time, and I'm looking forward to that. That's the best type of playoff hockey in my opinion, so I think it's going to be a really good series. Now, I will be cheering for Florida. Sorry, Boston fans. You beat Toronto. You did that for me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But I have to go with Florida here. Obviously, if you know me, I'm not a huge Boston fan, so Florida's going to be my team here. I am going to predict that Florida's going to win, and if they do, I think it might only be in like 6 or 7. I think it's going to be a close series potentially. So I'm predicting them to win, and I also want them to win. So I'm really kind of cheering against Boston here for this series. But I think this will actually go down as like some of the best hockey in these playoffs, this specific series. So I'm very much looking forward to the game that's coming on here in a little bit. The next series is going to be Vancouver-Edmonton. I personally do not remember these 2 teams playing each other anytime in recent history. I'd have to go back to like maybe early to mid 2000s, but even then, like, I was watching a lot of hockey during that time, and I don't remember Vancouver and Edmonton playing each other around that time. So maybe the 90s, but I don't really remember Vancouver and Edmonton playing in like the mid to late 90s either. So I have no idea, honestly, when these 2 teams played last. Knowing my luck, it was probably like 2016 or 2017, and I just don't remember it. But I truly do not remember the last time that these 2 teams played each other in the playoffs, and that's kind of a good thing. We are so used to seeing like Tampa Bay versus Florida, and Boston versus Toronto, and Dallas versus Vegas. Like, it's nice to have a new series, a series between 2 teams that have never played each other, at least in recent history. So I'm really looking forward to this one, maybe of all the series so far in the entire playoffs. I think it's going to be really good. I am going to predict that Edmonton is going to win. However, I'm cheering for Vancouver, and I really do hope that Vancouver wins. I know they're not really an underdog this year, but I still feel like overall in the last decade, Vancouver's been a bit of an underdog. So I have to cheer for Vancouver. I'm not going to be disappointed if either team wins. They're both Canadian teams, and I want to see a Canadian team go deep. Guaranteed, a Canadian team is going to the conference finals in the West, which is nice. So this should be pretty good hockey. Like I said, predicting Edmonton, cheering for Vancouver. Let's go on to the last series that I have not talked about, because I've already talked about the Rangers-Carolina one in the video yesterday. So the last series is Dallas-Colorado. And I think these 2 teams played each other in like 2020, maybe. I think it was the COVID year that they played each other. And I think Dallas won in like 6 or 7 games. So there is history here, and these are 2 very, very strong competitive teams going back 6 years or so. Like, these teams have been excellent in the past half decade. So this is going to be an unbelievable series. It's going to be such good hockey. And I have a hard time cheering against either team because I really like both teams. It's kind of like the Colorado-Winnipeg series all over again for me. But Dallas is a team that, they went to the final big dance a couple of years ago, and they didn't get it done. And typically, in that situation, I would cheer for the other team because I would want the other team to maybe have an opportunity. However, Colorado just won the Stanley Cup not too long ago, or 2 years ago, or whatever it was. So Colorado's been there, and they've won the big cheese. So in this situation, I'll actually be cheering for Dallas, and I also predicted Dallas to win the Stanley Cup. So I have to predict that Dallas wins this series. So I'm cheering for and predicting that Dallas wins. I feel like maybe my heart is a little bit too into it in this series for Dallas, but like, I'm not going to be surprised if Colorado wins. I hope it goes 7 because I think it's going to be really good hockey. But yeah, so there you have it. Just a quick video for you with my quick thoughts on each series. And let me know down below in the comment section who you cheering for, who you predicting in each series. I would love to know your thoughts. And I hope you're enjoying the playoffs like I am. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Hit the like button if you did enjoy this video. Subscribe if you're new. And we'll talk to you soon. Adios.